Hello, my name is Rick Bauer, and I'm a Senior Technical Consultant for the Proficient Sitecore practice. Welcome to Episode 3 of the Sitecordial video channel, designed to help marketers visualize the power of Sitecore Experience Marketing. This series is designed to be progressive training, building off the best practices in order on the Sitecore Experience Platform version 8. If you have not seen the earlier episodes on taxonomy and goals, I recommend you start from the beginning. This episode is focused on creating online and offline campaign tracking. To start defining campaigns, we navigate to the Marketing Control panel from the Launchpad. Under Taxonomies and Goals that we've already set up, you will see this folder named Campaigns. To open up the details, just click on the arrow to the left. You will see that in this demo, some campaigns have already been defined. But let's think of campaigns in two categories, online and offline. For now, we're going to focus on online campaigns. Much like goals, I recommend creating some organization around campaigns. This will help as you grow the amount of campaigns by creating categories like landing pages or social. By clicking on the campaign level, I'm able to see buttons for quick access to these categories. In this case, I'm going to create a category and I'm going to call it PPC. Under the campaign category, you can further organize by folders. Let's say in this case you have PPC ads on both Bing, Google, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can create folders that best organize those campaign groups. In the folder, we will then create the campaign. I highly recommend using some sort of reference number and then a name that rings a bell. Click OK, and the campaign window opens. In the interest of focus and clarity, I have collapsed all of the sections of the campaign dialog box. Starting from the top, you will see the name that you created when you made the campaign, and the personalization icon that we will use and look at further down the road. In the first section, Quick Info. This is a lot of tracking data and behind-the-scenes information that Sitecore uses and your development team can use to troubleshoot. In the Classification dialog area, you will see the taxonomy that you created come into play. In this case, you can see some of the channels that were defined, campaign group, marketing asset, and then pulling from any number of the facets you may have created to further subdivide and be able to see some clarity in both the analytics and help drive personalization. In the data section, you will see the title that you've already created for your campaign and the campaign link. This campaign link is the key to tracking online campaigns in Sitecore. Type is another opportunity to put in some sort of category that will show up in analytics. Enroll Engagement Plan makes it possible for this campaign to trigger the beginning of some engagement automation. Engagement automation will be covered in future episodes. Description is a real-world description that can be utilized by your marketing team. Traffic type, much like type in the Data tab, is just another opportunity to provide some more detail for deeper tracking and analytics. Duration, as the name suggests, is the time frame that your campaign is set to run. You can set start date, end date, start time, and end time. This makes it very easy to manage multiple campaigns at once. By adding costs to your campaign, say as in a PPC campaign, you will be able to not only track visits and value per visit from an engagement score, but also cost next to it, all very visually handy to see in one place. Now that we've finished filling in all the information in the tabs, the campaign setup is complete. Navigate back to the Data tab and highlight and copy that campaign link. After copying the link, I recommend you store it in a spreadsheet. This will give you easy access to your campaign by code, name, etc. With the campaign link created and captured, it is now up to you or whomever is managing the campaign to attach this campaign link to the end of the campaign URL. Whether your campaign is email, social media, PPC, etc., the process is simple. Simply take the campaign code, take the URL that you want to add it onto, add a question mark, and tack on that campaign code. If there already is a question mark and some other query string, simply extend the phrase by typing ampersand, amp, semicolon, and then paste your code. Now with your newly created Sitecore campaign link attached to the URL, any user that comes from that campaign will be tracked throughout your site. You can then view that tracking in Analytics. Under Campaigns, you can see some of the groups and some of the facets. More importantly, you can actually start to see value per visit by campaign as based on the engagement scoring you set up earlier. Now, you can actually start to see not only the value and the value per visit and being able to track campaigns, but ultimately, you'll start to see campaigns by that engagement value that your company set up, so your campaigns can be tracked by the value of what's important to you and your organization. Beyond the analytics aspect, I can now immediately use that campaign tracking to create simple rules-based personalization. In the Experience Editor, I simply navigate to a component, select the personalization icon, create a new condition, put in a new component or content, and then edit the rule. In this case, I'm going to look for any rules that are based on campaigns, and I will choose the one that is specific to this visit. I can simply select the campaign that I've just created under the group that I've created. The organization remains intact. Click OK, OK, and done. I would simply save and deploy. Now when a user visits, that campaign ID is recognized, and the user will see different content. To sum up, building an online campaign is easy. Simply define the campaign, fill in the parameters, copy the campaign link, and apply it to the end of any of your digital campaign links. Be it email, social media, blogs, affiliate marketing, PPC, etc., this is the quick way to make sure your Sitecore can track the details to conversion of every online campaign you are running. But now, what about ads that are not in the digital space? Like television ads, billboards, radio commercials. There is a way for Sitecore to track those, and I will show you that setup now. The key to an offline campaign is providing your customers with a memorable URL. That memorable URL will link to a unique landing page, which will begin the tracking process. Setting up the offline campaign itself is the same as setting up an online campaign. I've taken the liberty of starting a category, in this case television, and I've broken it into 3 subsets: cable, Hulu, network. And in cable, I've chosen one of my favorite shows, Archer. When building the campaign, I fill in the same type of information from our already created taxonomy. The name or title will already appear, and the campaign link will not be used for an offline campaign. Once this is defined to your specifications, save and deploy. With the offline campaign deployed, we have to create the page that will be unique to this campaign. Simply navigate to the Launchpad and select the Content Editor. Here, we will have a folder for landing pages. This campaign can be applied to any page, but in this case, I will take the Acme Widget default page, and I will make a clone of the default. I will keep it in the Landing Pages folder. I will click OK to create my clone in the content tree, and as always, save. Now that my clone is saved, I will right-click to rename it to something unique. In this case, I will name it Acme Widget Default-Archer. Click OK and save. It's important to mention that because this page is unique to the campaign, I can customize the content to match the imagery, copy, SEO tags, and more. Assuming I have made any content changes, either here in the Content Editor or visually using the Experience Editor, I will now tie the campaign to this page. Simply open the Analyze tab, click on Attributes, and on the first tab, Campaigns, I will select my new campaign, Archer. Click OK, and save. Okay, so I have my campaign and a unique landing page that is now tied to it. Still, how do I get my customer to the specific page? I need that memorable URL mentioned earlier. To create this, select the Presentation tab and click on Aliases. In the dialog, add a meaningful name that your customer will remember after hearing or seeing. Add it, click OK, and save. This alias is unique to this page, and cannot be used with any other page on your site. The alias will appear immediately after your root domain, as in acmewidget.com/Archer. It replaces anything that would come after the slash. This new simplified alias URL is what is used in your offline media and is easy for your customer to remember. To sum up, building an offline campaign hinges on creating a memorable URL for your user. Once they navigate to this unique page, Sitecore will begin tracking all activity to the related campaign. Just like online campaigns, that tracking will appear in analytics and can be used to drive personalization. Now with campaigns, goals, and taxonomy set up, you will start to see engagement value scoring based on the campaigns themselves or facets of those campaigns. Now valuable insights can be gained as you start to compare campaigns and the channels they fall under to their performance against your engagement value scoring definitions. Join me in my next video where we will begin our walk phase, A/B, and multivariate testing. We will build off of the scores and campaigns and use that data to determine the best pages to start testing. Thank you for your time, and I hope this helps move you forward in your experience marketing journey. Please reach out with any thoughts or questions. As always, I'd love to hear from you.